forward on this computer. Good morning. Happy Saturday, October 10th. I have a special guest here today. Isn't he handsome?
I'm detoxing, so my skin is deciding that I'm going to break out at age 37, which is awesome.
All right. So if you don't know, I'm Ashley Allbeck, and this is my husband, Jesse, and he's handsome, and we call him Superman. And I have him in
detox.
And
sorry.
I have him in my phone as Superman. So when I walk around, I say, call Superman. And I love how people look at me when I say that. It's so much fun. So anyway, this week, I wanted to bring Jesse on just to talk to you a little bit about his journey recently. He has kicked it up a notch. And I think it's really important to hear from guys, right?
I think so.
I think so. And give me a thumbs up if you can hear both of us, because I'm using one microphone for two people. Okay, good. So I decided, you know what, let's bring Jesse on here, because a couple weeks ago he made a commitment to himself, and I really kind of want to know different things. I want to know what made you get to that point of making that commitment. What did you do to start? And you can say a little bit about, you know, what you're drinking too. But tell us a little bit, and then tell us right now though first. What are your results so far since, what was it, beginning of August?
Probably mid-August. I'm down as of this morning. They can hear me. Okay. I promise. Right. As of this morning, I'm officially down 15 pounds. So I'm very, very excited about it. And I know that many women out there will go, I hate guys because they can lose weight so easily. And I used to feel that way. Then I hit 35 and I don't feel that way anymore. So now I'm 37 and I certainly still don't feel that way. So what happened a few weeks ago, basically when the quarantine all started, Ashley and I were like, we're going to lose weight. Like, we're going to just be the people that lose weight over this quarantine. We were doing really well. I'd probably say about 35 days into the quarantine, we were probably both down 8-10 pounds.
Oh yeah, we were doing great.
We were rolling. We were eating really well. It was going fantastic. And just like everything else, it was like, wow, this quarantine's never going to end. And then it was just like, this is ridiculous. And there was all kinds of stuff going on. And needless to say, the eating patterns did not only slip, but they just fell apart. So whatever weight again, we've all been through this, whatever weight I lost, I strategically gained. And then it finally went up to, with the highest I've been since college was 233 pounds. In college, I was like 260. I was a beast. I played football. I was fine with it. Eventually, when Ashley met me, I was 175. So there's a big gap there. I can carry my weight okay, but it's not healthy, and I'm not happy about it. I 200 when we got married, we were like, that's going to be our cutoff weight. I'm never going to go above 200. I haven't seen 200. Well, actually, I saw it last year, which is even more sad because I was up 33 pounds from last year. So anyway, what got me going? So after we gained all this weight back and the quarantine was never ending, the scale finally ticked up to 230, and I was just like, ugh. And I was like, I can hold it. So probably for about 2 or 3 months, I held at 230. Every day I'd wake up, I'd go on, it'd be 230, 229.5, 230, 230.5. And I was like, whatever, I'm just going to live here. It is what it is. And it'll be fine. Then I went out on a weekend and I ended up jumping up to 233.6. And I got on the scale and I was like, that's it. I'm done. Literally the next day, MBF came out. Well, actually, MBF was already out. Ashley had already done a round of it. I laid in bed and watched her every morning do it while I did nothing. And I was like, yeah, that workout looks pretty fun. So she was about to start round 2. And I was like, all right, I'm going to start round 2. So day 1 comes. And of course, I'm going to wake up at 5 and I'm going to work out. I didn't wake up at 5 and work out. I didn't get out of bed at 6 and work out. I finally rolled out of bed at 6:30 and I didn't work out. And the day played on and this was just weighing on me all day. And I decided I'm not missing my day 1 workout. This is pathetic. So I stopped working at 4 o'clock. I came upstairs and I worked out and I was like, oh man, I feel great. So as the days went on, it actually ended up being a pattern where I would stop work at 4 and work out because I found out I could get more work done in the morning when it was quiet. And then in the afternoon, it was kind of slow enough where I was like from 4 to 5, I can, maybe check an email, but still get my workout in. So with the starting of action of working out, I then started to just replace 1 meal a day with a shake. So I'm not a big breakfast guy. So at the time I was not eating breakfast. then I'd have a really big lunch, and then no matter what Ashley cooked for dinner, I'd have a shake. And I know that seems absolutely preposterous and backwards and opposite, but I know at dinner that I overeat because the kids have plates and I have plates and everyone has plates. And I know if I just go, I am just going to have this shake, then I'll be all right. So I did the shake. I had Shakeology every single night, and I refused to eat after dinner. And that little bit of willpower knocked me down probably about 9 pounds over the last month and a half. And then I told Ashley for a while, I'm like, come October 1st, we're doing the ultimate reset. We're doing the ultimate reset. I don't care what it is. I'm doing the ultimate reset. So we started the ultimate reset at the beginning of the month. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks in. So on top of that, I'm down an additional, I don't know, 8 pounds, 8 pounds. So this is my detox. This is week 2. The program, I think I said it last week, just I cut in on the call because it's my favorite program. There is no working out. Okay. And I know that sounds crazy from Beachbody, but any program where there's no working out, I'm okay with it. I do like to work out. I really do. I love working out, but so far the meal prep and food time to do some of this food prep takes a tremendous amount of time. So to take that, that extra amount of time to prep all this food and work out on top of it and raise 4 kids and, do Boy Scouts and soccer and make sure my wife is super happy and clean the house and cook and do just the madness of life. It just seems very overwhelming to me. And I just don't have much of a desire for it. So I'm trying to do the dumb thing or weird thing or interesting thing is try and get my step counts on my phone up over 5,000 a day. I know you're supposed to do 10,000, but I'm taking a baby step here. My average last year was only like 4,000. And there are certain days during the week I do about 1,200 because I literally sit my butt on my chair the entire day and work. So I've come to realize that my job is literally killing me. That's what inspired me. It was the scale and it was the feeling of helplessness. I think we've all been there, and that feeling sucks. You don't feel happy. Your clothing is super uncomfortably tight. You certainly don't feel sexy for your significant other. You feel like a failure to your children, and believe it or not, you can live pretty long like that. Until again, every day for months, I would wake up and go, what is it? What's gonna rock me? What's gonna hit me? What's gonna make me, take this step to make a change? And I honestly still, that seeing that number on the scale just crushed me. So that's what did it. And again, ultimately, I've been down at this weight before. I've been lower. I've been higher. And every time I say it's going to be different, I'm not going to put the weight back on. And, I don't know if that's the case this time. I just don't know. I want it to be. I'm trying to look for that trigger that's going to keep me honest. So I think these coffee talks are good for me. Every week I get more tips. I hear people's success stories. And when you see someone's success story, if you're not in the game, like if you're not playing, you're just observing other people, you feel depressed about it. You're like, wow, they did it, I can't. But there's also the other part of it where when you're in the game and you see someone do it, you're like, yes, other people are doing this too. And again, with health and fitness being the multi-billion-dollar industry that it is, everyone's struggling with this every day. And it's the one conversation you can have outside of, news, sports, and the weather that everyone has something to say about it. So
it's true. And right now, during this time frame, it breaks my heart because with COVID going on and the people who are at highest risk, I mean, the number one thing that people talk about being at the highest risk, if you go to the CDC website and check it out, is BMI over 30. And that's a significant
number of people,
especially in the United States. I mean, it's many of our friends and family and us. Like, it can be me, it can be you. And, I know he talks about, some of the things that made him switch, but honestly, I think that was a huge one. You kept talking about it over and over and over again. You're like, that's me. Like
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
in that zone of being like at high risk.
Yeah. So everyone has their opinions about COVID, but I said to Ashley, I said, I really feel this is attacking the vulnerable, people with pre-existing conditions and the elderly. I said, if it was a disease attacking chubby 37-year-olds, then I'd be fearing for my life and I wouldn't leave my house. And she looked at me and just looked me up and down. And that was kind of eye-opening.
I did not do that.
Certainly did.
I did not do that. But here's
she doesn't know she did that, but she did not do
that. Listen,
she did that.
The CDC.
She did that.
I did not do that.
Wrong.
The CDC says, and I was worried for myself because here's the thing, like it's attacking people who are at high risk of, who are obese, right? And yet here we are all sitting in our homes becoming obese.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm like, this is scary. I mean, that's scary. And then the article comes out saying, oh, by the way, the United States is at the height of like, we just keep gaining more weight.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm like, oh my God, there's not one person I don't know. Well, either somebody has lost weight over COVID or they've gained weight over.
They said that
COVID,
the average weight gain since mid-March to now is 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Average.
Which means 30, 40 for some people, and some people lost weight. You know what I mean? So yeah, totally. So anyway, there's a couple things I took from your story though that I was like, you know what? That is so true. We have done many other things other than Beachbody ways of losing weight. Right?
Yeah, you name a fad, we've done it.
Even at the beginning of COVID, we were doing an elimination diet, right?
Sure.
But I think it was so strict that we bounced right back from it. And there are so many things that we've done in the past where we bounced right back from it. Fasting, keto, South Beach diet, Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers wasn't bad because I went right into Beachbody after Weight Watchers, and then I kept that going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But who knows if that would have happened after. What?
The wild diet.
The wild diet. I mean, I can literally list out every single thing, and
Body for life.
Every time we did it, we gained weight afterwards.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah,
every single time.
Because you hit the end and you don't know what to do. I told Ashley, I said, I'm not doing the ultimate reset unless we do it 21-day program and then followed up by the 21 days in reverse. Yeah. And then come up with something. I said, if we come up with something in the meantime, that's fine, but I need a plan after the plan. Now I just want to make sure that we don't fall on our face.
I will say, and I'm not trying to point out, I'm trying to show the differences. When I do a program, so, okay. Before having Chase, I had like a 5-year, I was at my peak fitness and I just didn't yo-yo, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't, my yo-yo was like 4 pounds yo-yo, right? And I committed to never not working out. Like there was never, I always did the new program. There was just a habit there. So that is a big difference between the two of us, is the fitness aspect, is getting into that habit, And then also with that, you're always doing some kind of nutrition plan as well to like keep yourself in check. And I truly believe that's one of the reasons why Beachbody, people who become coaches, who like live the Beachbody blue, like they bleed Beachbody blue, is because they're sold out. They're sold out onto that thing. So that's something that Jesse always talks to me about, I need to do that. So that's something that I think is we should bring up.
We did ultimate portion fix. We did.
Yeah. Again, the other thing that I wanted to point out is that I feel like we've all been at that place. You said I was sitting pretty and I was like, well, I guess this is just the new me. That is I hate being in that place. And it's easy to get there. You get there, you get frustrated, and you just kind of like give up. You're like, yeah, well, I'm just gonna, this is me. I'm doing well with work. I'm doing well with life. Yeah, I'm doing well with my kids. I'm doing well with my relationship, my spouse. But, if this is the thing I have to live with, then this is the thing I'm going to live with. Yeah,
you name it. I mean, again, they say you can justify anything away. And that's exactly where I was at. I was justifying my unhealthiness with everything else in my life going right. Yeah. Which is bad. Don't do that. There's my 2 cents for that. Don't do that. Again, everyone will tell you life is about balance, and when things are off balance, I can tell you now that our marriage is better when Ashley is eating right and is at a good weight. Our whole marriage is better because
Yeah.
of it.
So Jesse finds I think you find motivation in that. He's like, okay, well if I'm eating right, and then Ashley inadvertently will be eating
Yeah.
right, and we'll have a happier marriage. Because me
Yeah.
personally, when I'm eating right, when I feel energized with real fuel, real food, when I'm working out, I feel sexier, right? We have we just have
Yeah.
a better connection. Welcome to our bedroom, by the way. And and our relationship is better, right? And so he finds that motivation too. He's like, oh
Oh,
well, if
absolutely.
we're
Yeah.
eating, if I'm eating well and Ashley's
Yeah.
eating well, and I won't take her down and she won't bring me down, because guys, oh my gosh, if you don't know us, we are foodies through and through and through and through.
Big time.
And we both love to cook, and we love gourmet food, and we love to like just on a whim be like, we should have that. I literally can look at Jesse like this and go, dude, you know what I want? And he'll know.
Yeah. Well,
He'll know what I want.
So there's that, but
and then we'll go get it.
No. So here's the bad part. Ashley is a starter and I am a finisher.
Oh yeah, that's really true.
We
too.
complete each other. So if Ashley's like, oh, I could really go for a homemade pumpkin pie, Ashley would just have that as a fleeting thought.
Yes, that's true.
But because she speaks it out loud to me, that's like,
I'll have a pumpkin pie in my hands within minutes.
I was like, yes,
like,
I'll
look
go.
at that.
I'll get that. I'll make that. I'll do it.
When I think it appears.
Yeah. So she posted the other day this crustless pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah. You guys saw it. It was in the Better Together group.
She's talked about it every day since she posted it. And prior to posting it, she's like, we need this. And I said to her that night, and we're on the ultimate reset now. I go, I'll make it. She goes, you can't make it. We're on the reset. I go, it's like 60 calories.
Like, I'll make it. I'll go to the store right now. I'll go get the ingredients right now and make it.
She's like, you will not make it on the reset.
Dude, we are on the ultimate reset.
So it will be the very first thing we have on day 22.
Looks amazing. Hi, Bob.
But we're trying to do those things. Listen, it's fun to be a foodie, and it's fun to enjoy those things in life. And I'm never going to give them up. I mean, we are going to continue to do that. But I can tell you now, the food choices I make, the more we eat right, the more Ashley and I go, yeah, I really like that. But after I'm done eating it, I feel like garbage. Yeah. And usually it comes down to a really good, like, we found out that cauliflower gnocchi does not hurt our stomach after we're done eating it.
Yeah.
But normal gnocchi makes us want to die. It's just this awful feeling. If we go out to a restaurant, and what did we get? We got those at Top Coat. What was that meal we got? We got Brussels sprouts.
Oh.
And they slathered them in this like cheesy, bacony. It was too much. Like, you took one bite and you're like, wow, that's heavy. And it was like, why didn't they just make Brussels sprouts? I like Brussels sprouts. So it's trying to not go too decadent on things, and try to, again, the one bite to taste or whatever we're trying to do. Those certain things.
So a couple more things I want to say because we have to go.
Yep.
Is you said something about, I feel I got on the scale. It's the number on the scale and the feeling of hopelessness that made me get started. So I've noticed, I never noticed it before because I've always been someone who weighed myself. I've always weighed myself, right? But I have noticed that a lot of people, when they are starting to gain weight, they stop looking at the scale. And I'm like, why would you stop looking at the scale when you're gaining weight? It didn't make sense to me, but I understand it now. And I truly believe that people will gain 80, 100 pounds without even knowing that they're gaining 80, 100 pounds because they're like, I'm not even gonna look at that. That's gonna stress me out.
Yeah.
When I
And
love
really
how
upset you.
Alana brings it up,
Yeah.
and she's like, no, opposite. You need to set on that scale.
Yeah.
And so if you're asking yourself, this is really important. If you're asking yourself, why am I not motivated? And you haven't stepped on the scale, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Get on the scale. You need to know where you're at. That's like saying, I'm in debt. I'm in debt, but I just keep spending money.
I don't want to look at my bank
but I
account.
don't want to look at that
Credit card
about
debt.
how much debt. I don't know how much debt I am. I'm just going to keep using this credit card. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. It's exactly the same way. You need to know where you're at. You got to know where you're at. You got to. And so if you are feeling like I'm not motivated or any of those things and you haven't stepped on the scale, get on that scale. Get on the scale and know where you're at. See it, right?
Yeah,
it's the other thing I wanted to mention is
it's tough. I understand
you
why you
started
wouldn't want
slow.
to go. I understand why you wouldn't get on
I
the scale.
understand it too, but I'm just saying, like, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. That's how a 20-pound gain becomes a 40-pound gain.
Yeah.
But without you really knowing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other thing is you started slow. You're like, I replaced one meal with Shakeology. And you ramped it up from there.
Yes.
You know, I thought that was really key. Another thing you said was what did you say?
Get the junk food out of your house.
Oh yeah.
Get it out of your house.
So here's the last thing I wanted
Get
to
it out
say
of your house.
is that Jesse and I, this is great for any couple. I had to look at him the other day and I literally grabbed him and I said, look at me. Look at me. When we are on the same page about something, we make magnificent things happen.
It's true.
Magnificent things happen. But we have to be on the same page. And so if we're not communicating, like for real communicating, not you got the kids, I got the kids. Okay, we're going to have dinner. Here we are at dinner. We have the kids here. We have the kids there. Oh, we're going to go out to eat. Oh, let's just have some drinks and just talk about nothing because we want to relax. No, I mean like actually talking. So yes, you have to collect the data, like the scale, the number, the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to actually sit down and address it with your spouse. If you're not addressing the issue, if you're not bringing it up when you're not heated in a discussion, and you actually bring it up and say, okay, I really want to talk about this, and set aside the time for that with no distractions, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do something. If you can get on the same page as your spouse, it's going to become an easier road ahead of you.
It's definitely hard. It
truly is.
I will say this. She's right. When we're on the same page, we can do anything. The funny thing is, when we're on the same page about something not good, we can do anything. Too. So like, when I drive to drop off the kids, I will literally call her and be like, do you want a Starbucks? And she's like, well, yes, I do. And we can just literally just go down this path. She'll go to pick up the kids in the afternoon and she'll be like, do you want a Starbucks? I'm like, well, yes, I do.
There we go. 4 drinks in one day.
If she wouldn't have called me, I wouldn't have had one. If I wouldn't have called her, she would. I mean, that's just one small example, but it's the same way. If she's just like, it's Sunday night, we should have a Sunday. I'm like, yes, we should. You know, you can be your best friend to each other and you can be your worst enemy. And it can feel good at the time. It really can. That brownie sundae is fantastic, but
let's not talk about it.
But it can really bring you down. And I think acknowledging that is really hard. I think that's the harder part, because you don't want to blame the other person and you don't want to take the blame yourself. But there are times when I'm like, I would be eating fine if you wouldn't have done that. Or she'll be like, why do you keep bringing this food to me? Why do you keep buying chocolate bars and stashing them where you know I'm going to look?
But that's what I mean about not saying it in the moment. I mean, obviously mention it in the moment, but come up with a plan together when it's not in the moment.
No, but even then, addressing that plan can be tough.
It can be.
Because you don't want to fight and you don't want to put the other person down. And again, if you come at it, the problem together and go, listen, this is me and it's you and it's both of us and it's killing us. I think that's really helped us a lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely has.
I stopped the I had we had a chocolate stash. What do you need a chocolate stash for? Like a stash, like oh, there's an emergency. Break the glass. Get the chocolate
No
bar.
chocolate. We
Yeah.
need chocolate.
Thank God for the reset. Do the reset. If you haven't done the reset, do the reset.
Yeah,
If
guys,
you haven't
honestly,
done the reset in a while,
I
do
have
the
done
reset.
that elimination diet. I've done all these other things,
the
and
reset.
even that thing got me on 2 habits
Chocolate
that I
and wine.
didn't want. I
Chocolate
didn't
and
even
wine.
want that habit.
Every
it
night.
encouraged
Chocolate.
it.
Because the scale would go down, and it's like, whoa, we had chocolate and wine, the scale went down. Great.
Cool. Let's have more chocolate and wine. You know, like
Yeah.
do something that's super healthy, that's going to make you feel healthy. And that's the biggest thing about ultimate reset. Yes, our weight is going down, but man, you feel like you're doing something good for your body.
Oh yeah.
And I'm telling you now, all of these other things that we've done, you don't really feel like you're doing. To be mindset, ultimate portion fix.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
And that's what I'm saying. There's something about the Beachbody programs that it's not just about losing weight.
They're just
You're
balanced. You
feeling
feel a difference.
good about what you're doing for your body.
Because you're not cutting anything out.
Exactly.
You're not cutting anything out. That's the
And I
problem.
think that's
Every
so
other diet,
important.
you're cutting out carbs. You're cutting
even
out
in
this.
ultimate
You're
reset
cutting
though,
out
you are eating a vegan diet, but it's for short term.
Yeah,
and
but you
I'm
start
just
off
telling you,
not
you
vegan.
feel amazing.
Yeah, no. I can tell when like this weekend we're having beets. It's like clearly she's working on, you know, your colon cleansing because you're taking a detox, and then when you go to the bathroom, gross moment here, and your pee is
purple
and,
like my hair purple.
Yeah. And you go and to the bathroom in your white toilet and you're like, what is that? Why is it red? like you can tell she has a plan for everything you're doing. Like I said, my face broke out this week. I'm detoxing.
Yeah,
it's
makes sense.
Literally getting toxins out of my body. I can tell. There are things I can tell that are leaving that I'm happy are gone. Tonight we said we're gonna do an Epsom salt bath or a magnesium bath because it says if you want a better reset, do this. So we're gonna do that. But it really is. It's incredible, and I think you eat healthy or you think you eat good. She said it the other day.
We have to wrap it up.
Wow, I never realized how much of the kids' food I eat.
Oh yeah. Oh, the noticing of the fact that I see my son's like half-eaten oatmeal, which oatmeal's not a big deal, you know, but it's really the bites. It's not even eating the whole thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to make you a peanut butter jelly sandwich, but I'm going to take a bite of it. A
mommy bite.
And I'm going to give you this oatmeal, but I'm going to take a bite of it. And and those bites add up. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous because you're like, oh, that one little bite's not going to do anything, but it doesn't. It adds up. It truly adds up. And on top of that, my kids are afraid of us when it comes to food. Like they're literally afraid we're going to eat all of their food.
Which is embarrassing.
It's pretty embarrassing. And so if we can get out of that habit, that would be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like our family's like vultures when someone else isn't eating their food. Even the kids are the same way. Like, you can eat that? You almost done?
Colleen does that to Bob. That's hilarious. All right. I talk too much. I'm sorry.
We do got to wrap this up. All right. So if you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks for joining us. We're kind of just, chatting here. We're not really getting anywhere, but that's all right. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank you for the support and all the nice messages. I do appreciate it.
You guys are great.
I do have a ways to go, but I am going to get there. So hopefully next time she interviews me, I'm down another 15. So, okay.
Oh, hey, I think we should set a date for that.
Oh, no. No.
There's your push, Jesse.
Yeah.
We'll be bringing Jesse back on in January.
Well, January will be fine. We're going to Jamaica. I plan on being down by then. So that's fine. I'll be on in January.
All right. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Bye. Thank you for joining us.